Shalom. Before I start off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Akakodash, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, whom I'm learning the 100% truth from. Shalom to the Akim, who are on the front lines pushing the word of Yahweh Shai in truth and sincerity. My name is Ahab, and I got this lesson going into knowing your enemy. And that's going to be the title of it. He who found no place for repentance. Let's just start off with Psalms 83:1. Keep not thou silence, O Most High. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For and that's what we want for the Most High to push his prophecies, man, so we can get up out of here, out this hell. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. That word for tumult is H1993, and it says to be in great commotion, to rage, roar, be in an uproar. So the enemies, which we're gonna get into one enemy in particular, they're making an uproar, man. They're causing a commotion, and they have lift up the head, and that's where they're at right now. They're at the head, and we Israelites, you Hispanics, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, and we're at the tail. Verse 3, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. And that they have taken crafty counsel is a phrase, and it's H6191, to be cunning in the bad sense. And that's Esau, man. He's crafty, and that counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones, and that be us, because for the most part, a lot of people don't know who they really are, and if they do know, then they don't want to accept it, except the hopeful elect, you know. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. So like I got a precept. No, okay, yeah, that's cool. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. That's what they want, so they could so this enemy, our number one enemy, could get the blessing. That's where it all goes back to. But that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Got a precept, and that is Exodus 1:10. Come, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and they come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them out of the land. And this was in Egypt, the Egyptian captivity. But how much more now, you know, we're in this new Egypt, and the Egyptians are now the Pharaoh, you know, and that's these elites, man, who we're gonna get into. Yeah, and it was mainly for the first part. It says, come on, let us deal wisely with them. So that's what they want, man. They're trying to they do deal wisely, and how, you may ask? Well, through witchcraft. There's a man by the name of John Todd. If you brothers don't know who that is, go research him. And he's an ex-Mason, and he spills the beans on what they do when with their sacrifices, you know, as far as the witchcraft in the music business. You know, they have people, they have witches that put spells over the music, and and it's constantly getting played through the airwaves. You know, the radio is nothing but nonsense. If it ain't wickedness through the radio, then it's through your TV screen. That's another one, through subliminal messages. You know, all throughout Disney movies, and that's made for little kids. You know, just molding their minds into wickedness. Um, Vaccines, that's real heavy right now. They're trying to push that vaccine, filled with nothing but abominations. Chemtrails, another big one. You constantly see them out, those lines in the sky. Got the GMOs, you know, bringing us down. Also, the 5G, tearing down our immune system. Okay, back to Psalms. Oh, no. Going to Numbers, because the elect, that's not going to work on the elect. This is Numbers 23, verse 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath the Most High wrought? There you go, man. Their enchantment is not going to work. And the Hebrew word for the enchantment is H5173, which is incantations, and that goes into spells. You know, different spells, going back to the music, putting that wicked murderous vibration, killing your brother. You know, riding on your brothers. And then for divination, it's 7081, and that's witchcraft. You know, different types of sorcery, voodoo. You know, that's real big in the islands. In the Northern Kingdom, you have Santeria. You know, really they dive deep in that, but never into Yahweh Shemiao Shai. And continuing on in Psalms 83, verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. So they're all on the same page, you know. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes. And we're just going to focus on Edom. And Edom, that's you so-called white people, man. You guys are of the descendants of Esau. Going into why the hate, man. This is Genesis 25 and 22. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh Shemiao Shai, and Yahweh Shemiao Shai said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. There you have it, man. And the elder, one you have 2 nations in thy womb. That's 2, and then it goes furthermore. And 2 manner of people shall be separated. You know, we are on a whole completely different vibration from Esau, man. We're a different manner of person, and we're also stronger than them mentally, physically, you know, emotionally. And the older and the elder shall serve the younger, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. They weren't identical. They were fraternal. You know, they looked different. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Esau, man. And I was trying to find in the Blue Letter Bible where it said he is wasted away, because I've heard the elders, um, they say that it's he is wasted away, and looking it up in the Blue Letter Bible, and it says that he is hairy. But trying to find different websites, and all these websites are going into hairy. Perhaps he means hairy. Maybe he means hairy, but it ain't that. So I just looked up on YouTube, and I found a brother from Holland, who I'll put the video in the description, and he goes into that. He had the same dilemma as me, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he found a PDF, and he found the information, but Esau is Shashua. In the Hebrew means wasted away is he, so he came out looking pale, looking dead. He didn't have no melanin, he came out pale, like a dead man. This is verse 26. And after that came his brother out and took his hand, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. And see, Jacob, he looked normal. That's why he wasn't described. He came out with some sort of color to him. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter. And you see that all the time with Esau. He hunts big game, whether it be giraffes or wildebeest or elephants or rhinos. Takes picture holding the head, as a trophy. And even when you go to like certain cabins, you see buck heads or moose heads. A man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And that word for plain is H8552, which means complete, usually morally pious. That word pious means devoutly religious. Getting into these scriptures, some people they're pious, but they don't know the real names of the Heavenly Father, so therefore they're not serving the right power. Undefiled, upright. This is verse 28. And Isaac loved Esau, but because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. See, that's that mama's boy spirit. A lot of Jakes are mama's boys. They got that mama boy spirit, because it says but Rebekah loved Jacob. 29. And Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Edom is H123, which means red. And obviously he didn't have his hunting didn't go well. He was probably all day, trying to get some food for him and his father. And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall the birthright do to me? There you go, man. He asked, what profit shall this birthright do to me? So he didn't want it in the first place. You have a lot of people saying, "Oh, Jacob, he done jacked the birthright from Esau." Well, as we're reading, it says he did. What profit shall the birthright do to me? It's like saying, what's it good for? And Jacob said, Swear to me this day, and he swore to him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. See, if he wanted it, he wouldn't have sold it, right? Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage. I mean, at the end of the day, it's prophecy, so it didn't matter which how it went down, its prophecy. So it had to go down some way. And he said, this is verse 34. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. So there you go, man. He didn't want in the first place. Going into Hebrews. Hebrews 12 and 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. There you go, man. He's a fornicator, and that word fornicator is G4705, which is a libertine, a person, especially a man, who behaves without moral principles or a sense of responsibility, especially in sexual matters. There you go, man. He'll have sex with his dogs. He'll have sex with his goats, his cows. You know, just a nasty, vile beast he is. So you got to put him to death, and then you got to put the dog to death, or with the animal that he laid with. And you know, he's a free thinker. You know, always he doesn't believe in the Most High, and if he does, he has to be a so-called white man. You know, Jesus Christ, which his name, that's not his name. His name is Yahushai in the Paleo Hebrew. You know, and the Father's name is Yahweh. Going into that word profane is G952, which means a threshold. That's the little piece of metal, or if it be wood or stone, that's at the bottom of the doorway. You know, and it says biblical usage: lawful to be trodden, unhallowed, common, ungodly. So there you go, man. Esau is ungodly, man. He's unhallowed. He's not allowed to come inside of the temple. He's just in the common places, you know. And that's where your house begins. Is once you pass that threshold, that's where your house begins. So he's not allowed inside the temple because he's ungodly, lawful to be trodden, you know. And verse 17, for ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. And those were just crocodile tears, man. He didn't mean those. You know, he just felt like they got one up on him, you know, and he didn't want to feel that way. So he thought, you know, if he cries, you know, he'd get some type of sympathy. And repentance means you know, to turn back, you know, to reconsider, you know. But Esau, he'll never do that, man. This is Genesis 27 and 36. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? This is a little bit after, Jacob had given Isaac had given the blessing to Jacob. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? And Jacob means a supplanter, you know. He's a supplanter. He got one on him. For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? You know, he wanted everything that comes with the birthright and the blessing. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord. I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? So you see, man, a lot of people say, we're all brothers, man. We all come from Adam. Well, right here it says that since we're all brothers, right? Well, it says that all his brethren have I given him for servants. There you go, man. So we're all brothers, but you will be under servitude under the children of Israel, which are you natives, Hispanics, and so-called Negroes, man. Starting with the Negroes, because they are the head tribe, of Judah. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou put one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. He crying like a little bitch, man. And Esau his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. They got that. They got all the good stuff right now. Drinking all the fine wines, eating non-GMO foods. They got villas, just the outstanding houses. And of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass. Right there, the sword, that's the modern day gun, man. So you see these Edomites, different militias, always strapped up, whether it be with shotguns or AR-15s, different automatic weapons. They got 50 caliber guns, snipers, just different types of guns. They always got them tricked out. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off thy neck. And that's now, man. Right now, Esau, and he got the dominion. And even before that with the Romans and the Greeks. And 41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. And that's the same spirit now. They ain't never forgot about it. Maybe they didn't know why they hated you, but now you know that that because of Jacob, which are you Israelites, and Esau, which are for the majority are so-called white people, they might not even know themselves why they hate you, but they just got a burning hate to kill you. Like it says here, then I will slay my brother Jacob. So-called white people, they hate you, man. They want to kill you. They want to see your blood spilt. Now, going into examples of Esau's hatred, this is Exodus 17 and 13. And Joshua discomfited Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. And Amalek, that's you so-called Jewish, the rats that are in Israel right now, fighting over the Holy Land, defiling it with different abominations, that's the elites, you Rothschilds, you DuPonts, the people that run the world. Everything you watch, everything the newspapers you used to read, the movies you watch, the music industry, everything. They have their hand in everything. And Oh, for that word discomforted, it's H2522, which means prostate. Um, Googled it, and the definition is lay oneself on the ground face down, especially in reverence and submission, to overthrow, to waste away. So you see, our forefather Joshua was wasting away. He that is wasted away, going into the descendants of Esau, he was killing them. He was laying them down with the edge of the sword. Continuing, and Yahweh Shai said unto Moses, write this for a memorial in the book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. There you go, man. You Amalekites, you Jewish, you false Jews. You guys are gonna get your remembrance is gonna be out of heaven, man. Ain't nobody gonna remember you. You're gonna be just a bad thought, after you go into slavery, because that's what you nations got. And not only different not only Esau going into all these other nations that have kept us down all these centuries. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Yahweh Nisi, for he said, because Yahweh Hashem Yahushai hath sworn that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. There you go, man. So we're constantly gonna the Most High is at war with Amalek. He hasn't forgot what Amalek did, and that was coming out of slavery, out of Egypt. Going into 1 Samuel 22 and 17. This is 1 Samuel 22:17. And the king said unto the footmen that stood about him, turn and slay the priests of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, because their hand also is with David. This is when David was on the run from King Saul. So that king is Saul, and he had just got done eating some. He went to the holy place of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and he got something to eat and a weapon there. So just read that story. I'll just start over. And the king said unto